Okay, so this is the video I promised, getting 100 followers, which I honestly have no idea why, but it seemed like a good idea at the time to do a video, so that's what I'm doing. I feel very awkward now. Anyway, hi, I am the one behind Lieutenant Colonel Daddy. My name is Rhina, and I guess we're just gonna start by going right into the stuff that you guys sent me to answer and or do and whatnot. So let's see here. This is my first time doing it, so doing this kind of thing. So we'll see how this goes. So question 1 is, what's been my favorite part of playing on Tumblr? And I'm really not sure. It's kind of a blend of I am role-playing, which is where I got started role-playing, period, back when I was like 13, 14. I started out in like IRC chat rooms and that kind of thing. And there's also the feel of message board RPGs with the links in the posts and everything. I'm sorry, mine are so long. I seem to be incapable of writing anything but novels. I don't mean to. It just happens. It's not my fault. So I guess it's the flexibility, I think, is my favorite part, because you can do, journal entries as your character and post videos or pictures that your character would post, but you can also post character relevant stuff. And of course there's the role playing, and it's like being able to become your character in a way, and I really like that. So yeah. How many blogs do I have? I believe at this point I have 6. I have the Hughes blog, and I have Don't Call Me Becky, which is Rebecca Catalina, which is brand new, so I haven't really done much with her. But feel free to go and bug her and pester her and, give me stuff to do. I started off actually on Tumblr with Kuro Shitsuji with Black Butler. So I have an Eric Slingby Tumblr that I'm starting to get back into. I've got my main that I almost never use, which is called Rhino Wolf. Eric Slingby is called Kodoku no Hana because I'm a geek. And I also have 2 Soul Eater blogs. One is for Spirit Albarn, Death Scythe, and is called Scythe Spirit. And the other one is an OC. It's the only OC I actually have on Tumblr, and it is Spirit's older brother, Asger Albarn, and that one is called The God Spear. You guys are more than welcome to follow the blogs. I will post the URLs when I post the video, so for ease of, finding and that kind of thing. So, let's see, that's Hughes and Bex and Spirit and Az and Eric and me. That's 6 blogs total. So that's, yeah. And the next one is my cosplay is good. Well, thank you. I actually only got into cosplay 2 years ago-ish. Started off with Spirit for Halloween and then just kept going because it was fun. I need tips for people wanting to start cosplaying. Actually, yes. The first thing you want to keep in mind with cosplaying is, before even looking at body type, look at the character that calls to you. It's great if people say, "Oh, you would make a great so-and-so." That's wonderful. But if so-and-so does not resonate with you, then there's really no point in you dressing up as that character. Unless, of course, you just, you like the outfit or you really want to or whatever. find a character that you like for whatever reason. And also consider the reasons for your cosplaying. Why do you do it? Do you do it because you just like dressing up? Do you do it because you like acting? Do you do it because, your parents tell you not to and you want to rebel? Whatever. If you do it just because you like dressing up, then the character doesn't necessarily matter. And it's all about finding someone whose looks you like and who you want to, you want to try and recreate in real life. As an example, I actually am not a big fan of, let's say, Sailor Moon. It's one of those, it's the magical girl anime. And while it's kind of a guilty pleasure. I used to watch it when I was like 12, and I've read the manga. It's not one of my favorites. But just to get out of my comfort zone a little and maybe challenge myself, I would not mind cosplaying Sailor Mars. If, on the other hand, you do it because you enjoy the challenge of becoming a character, that's when you really want to look at what characters resonate with you, and what characters you like from a given series. When I chose Spirit to cosplay, I did so because I liked the character. I could understand where he was coming from. He seemed like a really fun, an interesting challenge because he's all, flirty and crazy and funny, but there's still a very serious side to him. So it's balancing the predominant goofiness with the more subtle strength and serious nature that he very, very rarely shows. When I chose Hughes, it was kind of a, I like the character and he's goofy. And then when I really started studying him, to start getting the character down, it really brought into the fore that there is a lot more to him than just, the oyabaka, oh, my daughter is the best and the wonderfulest and she's so cute, and oh, my wife, and look, have you seen pictures? Eric resonated with me because he is a very melancholy character. For some reason, I'm drawn to, the emo kids, go figure. And so on and so forth. So before you even consider making the costume, look at the characters around you, look at the series that you watch or the series that are popular or whatever, and find a character that resonates with you. I have a very good friend who kept getting upset because people kept telling him he wants to cosplay from Rise of the Guardians, and he really, really wanted to do Easter Bunny. But everyone's just like, no, you should be Pitch. No, you should be Pitch. You should be Pitch. You should be Pitch Black. So he was kind of going with the flow. I was like, well, I'm going to be Pitch, but I really wanted to be Bunny until Hawkeye Rizamun, and I finally just kind of sat him down and said, it's like, look, sweetheart, if you want to cosplay Bunny, cosplay Bunny. It's your cosplay, and it should not be dictated by the people around you. Now, if you like their recommendation, by all means, go with the recommendation. And it is after that you need to start looking at body type. Play to your body type. I cannot, even though I really would love to, I will never be able to play some of the men that I want to cosplay. I crossplay a lot because there are very few female characters that resonate with me. And that comes with its own drawbacks, because quite a few men, like Sagara Sanosuke from Rurouni Kenshin, are built, and I am not. to put too fine a point on it. I want to do Kyoraku Shinsui from Bleach at some point, and he is very, very obviously masculine, chest hair, the whole 9 yards. I don't have that. Now that is a rectifiable issue with, spirit gum, open shirt binding, and wig wefts. But there are limits to what I can do. And a lot of people will have wonderful, wonderful detailed cosplays, but they do not match the character's body type. And you see this a lot. You see people rag on the big girls in, say, Sailor Moon. Now, this is not to say that someone who is, not to put too fine a point on it, broad, or with a gymnast's build, or whatever, someone who's not Twiggy can't cosplay Sailor Moon. You can. But you have to actually look at the costume, look at your body type, and figure out a way to make it work. There's always a way. And at most of the cons that you will go to, there's generally at least one panel on plus-size cosplay for just that reason. To show people how to make the cosplays work if you do not actually match the character size or whatever, because apparently people in anime are never overweight or, stocky or whatever. Anyway, I think I rambled on that for a little too long, but cosplay is something really big for me. So, what is my favorite part of writing? Description and introspection. I kind of have a love affair with the adjective. I grew up reading J.R.R. Tolkien, and I got into The Wheel of Time before I realized it was the series that never ends. Which I shouldn't say that because it is ending, but the last book I read was like book 5. And in those books were so full of this rich description, so that you could picture the lands that they were walking through. You could picture the swords, picture the houses, the clothes, and I loved it because it gave a very cinematic feel to reading the book. And introspection. That's probably the reason that my posts are so long, is because I describe everything so that the people reading it can see, hopefully, what I see in my mind's eye. I don't have artistic talent. I can't really draw, so I describe. And then the introspection. I like being able to communicate what's going on in my character's mind. My preferred writing style is third person limited. So I write from a viewpoint. And whoever's head I'm in, that is who is viewing the situation. And I always enjoy knowing what's going on in other characters' minds. And I love reading that kind of stuff. So I like to show what's going on in my characters' minds as well. Plus it's fun because you can do a lot of different things with grammar and pacing and everything when you're communicating thoughts and images and dream sequences and that kind of thing. And it's fun and it's challenging, and I guess that is my art, if that makes sense. So description and introspection are definitely my favorite parts of writing. And I have a required shout out, so hi Rizaman. Hi, I see you every day. This is nothing new for you. Heart. Someone else asked how long have I been in the FMA fandom, and I've been in the fandom itself for a couple years. I'm usually late to the party when it comes to fandoms. The only one that I can remember that I was actually on time for is Sword Art Online, which just the first season of the anime just ended in Japan, and it hasn't been brought over here yet. So I've been in the fandom for maybe 4 or 5 years-ish. Long enough that Brotherhood hadn't come out yet when I got in. So I was very pleased when I found out that they were making a new anime that followed the manga, because as much as I enjoy the first anime, that's also one of the questions is which one do I prefer? I prefer Brotherhood simply because it does follow the manga. I fully enjoy the first anime because it was the first thing I saw. It was the first thing that got me into the fandom. got me reading the manga to begin with. And I learned with Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potter books and all that kind of thing, I learned to start taking books and movies or TV shows or manga or what have you as completely separate entities. Yes, the anime is based on the manga, but that doesn't make them the same thing. Even Brotherhood had some changes. Not many, and very minor, but they were there. So I like them both equally. I enjoy the manga as much as I enjoy both of them. Conquer of Shambhala is actually my least favorite part of the fandom, just because of the way it ended. I saw the movie once. I might watch it again just for getting to see not Hughes, if I'm being perfectly honest. But my friend who got me into the fandom likes the way it ends because, Ed and Al are together and they're going off, and I'm sitting over here. I was just seeing the movie and I'm in tears because they didn't get to go home. Where, Winry's waiting for them, and Riza and Roy and everybody else are waiting for them, and they'll never get to go home. And that kind of broke my heart. So yes, they're together, and yay, and they both have their bodies back, and woohoo, and it's all wonderful, but the rest of their family is still in Amistris, and they're stuck here. And that makes me sad. So, yeah, I don't really have a preference between... Well, I have a preference, but I like them both equally. Brotherhood, I will watch more than I will the 03 anime, because of the manga connection, and honestly because the animation is better. The animation is smoother, it's richer, because the technology is improved. It happens. So, my favorite FMA fanfics. I actually haven't read very many fanfics. I'm kind of leery about them. I'm very, very picky about what I read because I have had some bad experiences with fanfic in the past that has either been very poorly written or the characters were not in character, and especially with OCs and self-insertion, I don't want to deal with that. If you have any recommendations, I would be more than willing to hear them. I will freely admit that I do read /fic. Oh, yeah, because that's a confession. Doesn't everybody? I am picky about the pairings a little bit, but, if you recommend something that I don't agree with, I don't have to read it, so whatever. It doesn't matter. So, I do have one favorite that I actually kind of read on my phone, but I don't remember the name of it, so I have to look it up. Give me just a second. I don't remember what it's called. I believe it's called Full Circle, actually. But it is a post. It's sad, kind of creepy, and yet, yeah, it's called Full Circle by Harmony OPC, and it's Hudoi, which is one of my favorite pairings. I do like Roy I. I am tolerant of Roy Ed within reason. But Roy I and Hudoi are my two favorites. So, of course, the one that myself and Hawkseye Riza have come up with, Huza, is quickly joining them. First, when it started as a crack pairing, it's kind of taken off. It's the ship you didn't know you shipped. But Full Circle is kind of dark. It's told in first person, which I actually do enjoy a fic that's written well. First person is very difficult to write in for me, and I like seeing people who can, especially if they get the character correctly, because first person has a lot of mind space talk going on in it, so I really enjoy it. So yeah, if you have any recommendations for fanfic, I would be more than willing to, look into them. I've already told you my preferred pairings, but I will probably put them down in the post area along with the blog titles for reference. So, yeah. Alright, and Vengeful Greed wanted me to do two things. He wanted me to sing, which I will get to, and answer what was one of my most embarrassing moments and the reaction to the outcome. Oh God. It's a really difficult question to answer. I honestly don't know. I really don't. There have probably been several that I just can't think of right now. The one that's coming to mind, I used to be on cast at a Renaissance festival in Waxahachie, Texas, and I was kind of shy and uncertain and 20, so my God, it's been like 8 years, well, 7. And I was having difficulty knowing when people were actually being in character and when they were being serious. And my character, I'm pretty sure it was the character and not me at this point, got in trouble, and some other characters were saying, oh, we were going to take you in front of the rook and get this sorted out, and I kind of panicked and ran away. When what probably should have been done was go along with it and turn it into a bit, into a scene, into entertainment for the patrons, because that's why we're out there. In a way, Scarborough Fair actually got me into cosplay, because it's Renaissance, and you get to walk around in cool, well, hot, but nifty clothes and pretend to be people. Okay. I don't know what their reaction was, and the outcome was that I ended up being much more, kind of uptight and nervous, and I don't know what to do. But Vengeful Greed requested that I actually sing the Pokemon theme, because Private Rivers and the Snake Chimera and I ended up making a list of pretty much every single Brotherhood character as a Pokemon. And so did a Full Metal Pokemon, because we were bored at 4 a.m. last night. So they wanted me to sing the Pokemon thing. Here's the thing, is I have no problem with that. But instead of doing the one that everybody knows, I'm actually going to sing the original Japanese version, and hope I don't murder it too much, and hope that you can hear it over my speakers. So there will be lyrics, just because it's easier for me and probably easier for you to understand, and the lyrics in the background, but I'm going to be singing along with it. So we will see how this goes, if my computer will cooperate. I don't know why it's being so slow. Chrome, work. What is wrong with you? There we go. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to tilt the microphone down just a little bit, so hopefully you can hear the music and me.
Here we go. たとえ火の中、水の中、草の中、森の中、土の中、雲の中、このスカートの中、なかなか大変だけど、必ずゲットだぜ、ポケモンゲットだぜ、マサラタウンにさよならバイバイ。俺はこいつと旅に出る、鍛えた技で勝ちまくり、仲間を増やして次の街へ、いつもいつでもうまくいくなんて保証はどこにもないけど、いつでもいつも本気で生きてるこいつたちがいる。たとえ火の中、水の中、草の中、森の中、土の中、雲の中、このスカートの中、なかなか大変だけど、必ずゲットだぜ、ポケモンゲットだぜ、戦い疲れておやすみグッドナイト、まぶたを閉じれば蘇る、炎が燃えて風が舞い、鳴き声と驚くあのバトルが、昨日の敵は今日の友って古い言葉があるけど、今日の友は明日も友達、そうさ永遠に。憧れのポケモンマスターになりたいな、ならなくちゃ絶対なってやる。夢はいつか本当になるって誰かが歌っていたけど、つぼみがいつか花開くように夢は叶うもの、いつもいつでもうまくいくなんて保証はどこにもないけど、いつでもいつも本気で生きてるこいつたちがいる。憧れのポケモンマスターになりたいな、ならなくちゃ絶対なってやる。憧れのポケモンマスターになりたいな、ならなくちゃ絶対なってやる。
So that was it. I hope that turned out okay. And if you listened this far, wow, because this is almost half an hour of me rambling on about random crap. Thank you guys. This would not have happened without you. I have no idea why 110 of you are following me now. Because, seriously, that's kind of awesome. I'll see you around Tumblr, I guess. Thanks. Bye.